This is the only notebook I need. It gives me one place to think, experiment, and make mistakes. At one point, language learning started to feel overwhelming. I had vocabulary saved in one app, notes in another, and screenshots that I never looked at again. Whenever I got stuck, my first instinct was to ask AI for an answer immediately. That's when I started wondering, is this really how I want to study a language? The idea is actually pretty simple. It is based on reducing decision fatigue, kind of like having a capsule wardrobe or eating the same breakfast every day. When you remove unnecessary choices, you save mental energy. Instead of juggling multiple notebooks or constantly focusing aesthetics, everything goes into one place. I've found that this makes language learning feel a lot less stressful and makes me more motivated to actually take notes consistently. In this video, I'm going to show you how I set up my traveler's notebook for language learning and make the best use of it. One question people may have is, how do you keep notes for multiple languages in one notebook? At first, it might sound messy, but it's actually really simple once you create a system that works for you. I use stickers to color code each language, light blue for Japanese, dark green for Korean, and pink for French. It acts almost like a bookmark system, so I can quickly flip to the pages I need. One thing I noticed with self-studying is that it's easy to either write down everything at once or not know what to write down at all. So I created a really simple framework for taking notes. I actually explained the basic system in my last video, but I've slowly adapted over time to fit the way I learn. I divide each page into 4 sections. The first section is for the topic, the article I read, the podcast I listened to, or the video I watched. On the right side, I keep a small vocabulary section for new words and definitions. Then I have a section for quotes and sentences I really like. Usually there are phrases that feel natural, expressive, or useful enough that I can imagine myself actually using them in conversation one day. The last section is for free writing. I'll summarize what I watched, write reflections, or simply practice forming my own thoughts in that language. Recently, I also started adding extra sections for more intensive note-taking while watching TV shows. I'll pause scenes, practice listening carefully, and write down what I hear. That process alone has helped my listening skills so much because it forces me to pay attention to how people actually speak. And if you really want to start using a language, I think the best thing you can do is actively interact with what you learn. Sometimes I'll even write my own reactions to scenes I liked or disliked. It makes the process feel more personal, and honestly, I think it's important to remember that none of this has to look perfect. Making mistakes is part of learning. I also like how customizable one notebook can be. Because I have limited space, I get to think about what is really needed in my notebook. For example, recently I had a small addition, which is using an envelope to make a pocket for my media tracker. I started watching a Japanese TV show, and I think it'll be helpful to start tracking what I've been watching and what I want to watch in the future. I also try to make note-taking feel like a meaningful experience rather than just studying. The other day I was reviewing vocabulary at a cafe that makes pour-over coffee, and I ended up saving the little coffee card inside my notebook. It reminds me a lot of journaling, collecting small memories, receipts, cards, random thoughts, and somehow those little things make language learning feel more enjoyable. I hope this is helpful for you when you are setting up your notebook. I make language learning content on this channel, and sometimes I also share my life experiences. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.